welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League Season 11, Week 11 Venues Showcase. My name's Nightflyer with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster Etch, and we are bringing you a high-tier EU battle, Phantoms versus Friendly Fire. We don't have a lot of data to go here. Two teams that have never faced off against each other. And Etch, I mean, what are your initial sort of impressions of this matchup?
Yeah, both mid-tier EU teams ranked 9th and 11th in their division. Friendly Fire, we're on a strong rise early in the season and now kind of had a couple of games that they've lost, came back. Phantoms, of course, you know, they've been around for since season 7.
Yeah.
They're no new team to VRML, and they've been slowly stacking up some wins, some losses. So I'm sure we'll have a very close game here, as you know, we have 4 weeks till the end of the season, so every win counts.
Yeah, we're getting danger close to the end of the season. And for those that maybe don't know what that all means, during the course of a regular season in the VRML, we have a ranked ladder. Teams try and win to climb up that ladder. If you lose, you go down in rank. You win, you go up in rank. If you win by a lot, you go up more in rank. And so over the course of a regular season, teams are battling to be placed in the top 8. If you are in the top 8, or maybe it's the top 7, and then we have the Challenger Cup. But if you're in the top 7, you then move on to the finals. You move on to our postseason tournament, where we have prizes on the line from all of our sponsors, and it's the top teams battling it out, you know. So right now, as we get closer to the end of the season, these wins really do matter, to Etch's point, because if they're not in that top 7, then they're going to have to play in what had gone through various titles, but is the Challenger Cup. It's where anybody can join. Well, how it's been in the past, anybody can join and play in the Challenger Cup, and the top 2 teams end up facing off against each other. The finalist moves on into the postseason to duke it out with the other top 7 teams that have made it there over the course of the ladder. And so it's got me excited as we get closer to the postseason, because I mean, geez, season 11 has been so fun to watch. Such a fantastic bit of back and forth. Really just quality gameplay. And you know, Etch, what do you think has caused this? Like, I don't know if it's an evolution, but I don't know. It's just been so fun to watch this season.
Yeah, definitely from a spectator perspective, season 11 has delivered on a lot of fronts, and there's been changes right across the league. We've had new objectives, we've had new maps, we had a rotating map pool, and there's been a lot of top teams coming out of the sort of diamond range and, you know, the mid range, and they're really challenging the top.
Yeah.
And we're seeing evolutions in strats. Teams are bringing out more aggression. So a lot of change has, I think, led to a new environment for teams to, you know, work around, and challenges to work around. So, every week there's been something new, and you know, I'm sure we'll see new stuff again today, new utility usage, new routes, new strats, new OBJ. So, I don't know. I think that's what it's really been about.
Couldn't agree more. The shake-up that we've had in season 11 has been great with the variety. And I mean, speaking of the bans for today, Subway off the table for Phantoms, and USS Quest off the table there from Friendly Fire. Each team is allowed to ban a map, and then we go through a best of 3 series. We play all 3 maps regardless of who may win, potentially in the first 2 maps. And so it's USS Quest there being banned is the custom map off the table. You know, custom maps being introduced this season. They've been new ones have been rotating in. We've seen Sand, we've seen Shipyard. USS Quest has come back at the end of this season for this last third of the season, and Friendly Fire opting to ban it. Phantoms banning Subway. Subway's been kind of with just by adding 1 new objective, I feel like it really does change the map as a whole so much. We've just seen new strats come out on old OBJs, fresh strats on new objectives. It's so fun to watch teams duke it out on Subway, and Phantom's clearly not prepared for those sort of unique strats. Suspecting at least that's why they banned it. We can look at the stats and see what their percentages are on these maps. Phantoms have a... Where is Subway?
Yeah, 25% win rate on Subway, while
Yeah.
Friendly Fire have played it
Wow,
8 times, won 6 times, 75%.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there's two ways you can kind of ban, right? You can ban to your opponent's strength, or you can ban to your weakness. And I think Phantom's there banning to their opponent's strength, very much so. I don't even see USS Quest being played. Oh yeah, here we go. They have a 100% win rate from Friendly Fire.
yeah.
Kind of a weird.
It's a curious ban, yeah.
Maybe again, just banning into the strengths. USS Quest 75% win rate. It's the highest there next to Shipyard, which isn't in the map pool anymore. So I think both teams just banning their opponent's strengths. And it leaves us with a map pool of old existing maps that have been around for a while, but have some fresh perspectives and objectives on them. Quarantine being definitely one of those that has a substantial amount of new OBJs added to it, and that's where we'll be headed for map 1. And yeah, I think this will be a good way to start this series, right, Etch?
Yeah, I think I watched, I did a cast with Trip, Phantoms versus, I don't remember who I think Loyal Dogs it was, and they played Quarantine, and Phantoms had some great plays here, some great defenses. So, they'll definitely be prepared for this map. And I haven't seen Friendly Fire on this map, but, this has turned from what was traditionally a long-range map to being more on the mid-range. I mean, it's a little bit bigger than mid, but I would say most encounters and engagements are mid-range, so you don't need a sniper anymore to play this map. You almost, a sniper on this map almost doesn't have much work to do, really, because it really depends on the OBJ. But with those mid-range encounters, you do end up with a lot of fast setups, and then crashes onto OBJ. And from a defensive perspective, there's a lot of opportunity for flanks, and we've been seeing a lot of flanks on Quarantine just because, teams getting more comfortable with their defenses and saying, hey, let's risk it a little bit and send a guy to go surprise the offense. And it really has been paying off, so I'm curious to see if we'll see that trend again today.
Yeah, it's again, just an exciting way to kick this off. A lot of new objectives, and we're actually not going to start with a new objective, but a lot of just variety that's been introduced into this map, and it's going to come down to how these teams play it. Speaking of the active rosters for today, coming in from Phantoms, we have El Argentino, Oscar Alvarez, Nuclear, Tipo Duro, and Sat Brannigan. And over on Friendly Fire, we have Mr. Trip, Monty B, Oilhead 78, Cam Street, and 24 Gray. 24 Gray, is that a... I feel like I haven't seen him on the active there in the Friendly Fire roster when they've played. Either way, they brought him in here for Quarantine. We'll see if they do any substitutions. Teams are allowed to have a total roster of 8 players, and then they can, obviously when you play a game, you can only have 5 in a map, but teams have sort of picked certain players that specialize on certain maps, and they'll substitute in different players for different scenarios. I mean, it is effective for some teams. Etch, what do you think about having sort of specialists for certain maps?
Yeah, I think it depends on how you structure your team, and a lot of it comes down to how you practice, I think. So if you've got specialists, you've got to make sure that they're practicing on those maps, and you got to make sure that your availabilities are strong so that you're not left short-handed. If you are, you got to make sure your other guys get practice too, so that you have backups to that. So definitely it's complicated. And some teams go with all 8 can start on any map. Some teams go with 5 starters and 3 subs who are ready to jump in if needed. Right. But it can, the specialist route can be very powerful. We've seen Boss Fight do it and some other teams do it, especially with, tactical plays where you need 203 or you need C4. It makes a lot of sense. But I think it comes down to how you practice and if you can take that scheme and make it effective with your preparation.
A little also shout out to our U.S. compatriots out there watching today, 4th of July celebration. For some folk, obviously, it's an EU matchup, so maybe not for a good portion of the folks tuning in, but a little bit of I don't know, get the barbecue going, get the pew-pew going, and you get yourself a good little bit of a setup. That's how I put in my tweet, too. And I stole it from Twitch chat, so I mean all around, I don't know, he called me a thief, but We'll see if Phantoms can steal an offensive round here as we dive into round number 1. Getting that fast north spawn, you can really work quick with this kind of spawn.
Yeah, for sure. They're already on the rooftop, and nobody on the friendly fire side is really gonna be in a position of exposure. And now, one of Phantom fires. They know it's a north spawn. They do have 24 gray on the impact side. Could pick off one and cause some damage.
Honeybee holding nicely from the red ramp there, and to your point there, 24 gray is tucked in for the late angle. He's going to wait for that commitment to pushing into 2-story before he does much. I think that ramp is penetrable, so Monty's not necessarily in a safe space there, and Tipo is putting some rounds down range. Not going to find much, and yeah, we're just going to have to patiently watch this west side because Brannigan's slowly inching his way up. I'm sure Tipo will come and support Brannigan soon enough. And they're going to have to keep our attention split as well over on that north rooftop and that courtyard area. Nuclear and Alvarez are trying to sort of slowly clear their way up to be making an entry up through the rubble, and that's going to be dangerous. If they can make that up through the rubble with proper smokes, there's cat potential.
Yeah, two friendly fire quite far off in the west, not really in a quick position to rotate, and Ollie in the south, looking at the south, not really gonna run into anything, so it's really just two on objective defending it, while Phantoms are pushing from the north and the west.
Trip, where was that shot from? I've moved to a different angle anyway, slightly.
Yeah, Nuclear tosses a smoke. I wonder if they're going to try to cross the street. No one is watching this. Of course, they don't know that, but they have no resistance towards getting to Tank Courtyard. Now, Cam is looking slowly this way, but until then, they didn't have anybody watching this angle. Yeah, it looks like we did have a disconnect, so we are in a 4v4. Oh, Monty didn't have ammo in his gun. Did see Tipo, I think.
Echo 3.
Yeah, Nuclear working his way up now. He could find Cam, and then he'll have to deal with Trip, Mr. Trip, but he needs support here. He needs support from Argentino to do this. Yeah. He could also just sneak cap it across the rubble, I think, without anybody noticing. I think you can. You just have to be very, very close to the wall and in the right spot. I mean, Nuclear looks like he's going for it. If he gets some cover fire and some smoke or a pick. It's open.
Lancen humo.
Here. Oh, he's not gonna look. He can't get it. Oh. Wow, what a sequence there. If he had just committed to just continuing to punch it in, he could have got it. I don't think Ollie was even looking that way. He wasn't gonna challenge it, but man, that's a split-second decision, right? Yeah, and you know, it is a tough place to cap from. I think it was a Nuclear was capping. You have to be just it's inches away into the cap radius is where that is. So can't have shaky hands. You've got to just keep it steady and punch it in. It's tough to cap there quickly. So and not to mention he didn't really have the support he needed from his other two teammates. I don't think they knew he was capping. He didn't signal it in because it was so stealthy. But hopefully that's not the opportunity that cost them this map. They can still they won a Marsoc round here, so they have Volk advantage now. But we'll have to see what Friendly Fire do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that drop definitely was costly for Friendly Fire there. They went from a 5v4 to a 4v4. But, yeah, you're right about teams not... I think a lot of teams... I've never really seen a team choose Marsoc, but we are seeing more offensive-minded teams now that are going for caps a lot more. Like, I mean, how many caps have we seen this season? I think it's got to be the most we've ever seen, because teams are taking the extra risk for it. So, hey, there are some objectives and some maps that are just so hard to defend. So, I don't know, maybe soon we'll start seeing more teams say, hey, we want to go get the cap before the other team does, and set the tone for this map.
there's going to be a guy on.
Yeah, they
the
do get that
northwest
east
corner
spawn. They're
of
discussing
the
some last
impact
minute
building.
maybe intel that they've gathered about their opponent here, but they're gonna spread wide. 2 south, 2 north, 1 up the middle, and it's gonna be a slow developing spread out attack. But I do think that's the way you want to play Quarantine if you don't want to get flanked on.
Returned.
Watch that hospital. Yeah, so our job is distraction. That's it.
You want me to distract the journal here?
Yeah, distract them in the north. Yeah, there'll be
Yeah,
one.
but-
You know in the flat bit with the crash car, like the open rooftop. That's where someone will be. We think.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, try the drone. Do you want to do the drone? Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, they're definitely coordinating. Cam asking for some distraction in the north to help this push towards hospital. Cam does spot Tipo Duro. Pre-fires. Tipo going to rotate off. This gets an opportunity for Cam to get across, but Tipo comes back and finds the kill.
Uno menos, uno menos.
There's one guy on the north side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Yeah, you can see the Phantom's team is concerned about Tank Courtyard and that east side rubble. They don't have great coverage on it.
Uno
More
menos
shots
norte.
exchanged in the north as Argentina does take down Mani. Still resable. Nuclear also spots Strip.
Te sube uno por detrás de aires. Uno te sube por detrás de aires acondicionados.
Otro muerto con el norte.
Yeah, Mani can find Tipo Duro, just not ready right here, and he's about to. He does. That opens up hospital now. Oh.
Necesito refuerzo acá, estoy solo.
Yeah, the problem is Nuclear. I wonder if Ollie could spot Nuclear and call this out. I think maybe he could. Let's see. Very tight. He can. If Nuclear peeks, Ollie would be able to call that. Looks like Nuclear heard something on the east side, knows that Mani is there, but Mani doesn't know that Nuclear is there still. Yeah, he's got to deal with Nuclear to go push onto Rubble, or he's got to rotate south. I would hope that Ollie has called it in, because I think if Ollie just looks at the right direction, he could spot Nuclear. Yeah, and friendly fire did have a good attack. I mean, we saw a lot of action happening on south and north, which is obviously what you want to do as attackers is split the defense's attention. But Phantoms just play that fantastically. You know, White Car and from center, they were supporting getting kills onto the south. They were, supporting, from the south, they were supporting the north kills. So it was good from both sides. Just Phantoms had a better defensive setup and didn't let friendly fire get close.
Yeah, I think I had some tech difficulties on my end there, but should be sorted now, and hopefully my comms are back. Just a round without me. They had you to support the match, but yeah, a great 2-0 there from Phantoms, and let's see what they will do here for this next objective. It shifts us over inside the plane, down into that funnel, and I feel like we saw teams putting in some good caps early on this objective, but since then it's just been a struggle for squads to even get close. Maybe it's just the defensive meta has been solved, but I very rarely see, I feel like, this objective go into the hands of Marsoc.
Well, this is kind of like a Kiat on quarantine in many ways. You can cap inside, you can cap outside, you can cap on both sides of the plane. I mean, it's just a nightmare to defend if you're alone, or even with a two-man defense. It's hard to defend. This is not one that friendly fire can afford to lose numbers on, especially now that they're down 2-0. They can't afford to go down 3-0.
You're just looking for the sneaky spot, yeah?
Listening to those comms there coming in, and it's what these teams do at the start of rounds. They're actively communicating for that minute and a half. They're chatting up, trying to make sure everybody knows what they're looking for and that everyone's in sync, because it really takes the whole team to be understanding of where everybody is. And this is actually an interesting rollout from Phantoms. They're going undetected in the south here.
Yeah, majority south push with one member going far northeast. But there is, who is that? There is 24 Gray dialed into this ambulance here. They're looking this way. I wonder if 24 will spot Oscar is when he makes his peek.
Yeah, and it's an interesting spot that he's tucked into there, tight between those what would you even, those two tankers. And I don't think very many players will be looking over in between there. Oscar is really just hunting in through the rubble, and if he overcommits to peeking up over this wall, he's really going to expose himself. But look at how much he's minimizing his commitment there. I mean, he's literally just taking his eyes up over the top of the wall there, and Gray just isn't even able to see that slice of a head.
Yeah, that would be very tough to spot. He definitely hasn't spotted it yet.
I don't even know if actually it's the angle lets him find that. It's an interesting
When he
flash.
flashes himself by accident.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's actually blocked. He has to kind of commit a little bit to peeking that, and I don't think he wants to commit to pushing out from in between here.
Yeah, he's definitely worried about people getting behind him.
But I mean, look at how weak the south coverage is here. Maybe they're just going to let this team push up, but it seems like they were anticipating maybe a north rotation. Nobody's coming in from there. No one's applying pressure up there in the north, and everyone is just slowly crouch walking their way up through the south here. Nuclear, Argentino, Tipo and Oscar with control of Hospital. That's very dangerous. Tipo can peek up and get onto that third story and really be a good threat down onto that middle of the map, and it puts Ollie, I haven't said oil head, interesting. Ollie head in a bit of a bind if he tries to defend from his position. He can't do a whole lot of rotating, and I don't know. Nuclear, can he just walk up to objective from here? I don't really see what coverage they have.
Yeah, Ollie is only periodically looking this way, and if they make a cross when Ollie isn't looking, yeah, they've got a clear line to getting on objective with nobody to watch it. So it's all up to timing here. Will Ollie spot them or not?
I wonder what Monty's watching. Like if he disconnected or something. I don't know what he's staring at here.
I think he's looking through the hole, but there's nothing really there to watch right now.
His gun seems too stable to be connected, but we'll see what happens. The push
Oh, yeah, you're right.
coming in through the south, and a drop gonna really impact friendly fire. Puts him down into a 4v5. They're on objective coverage, gone, really. He was the only one that was gonna have a potential peak. Ollie can swing like he is, but
Yeah,
I
he's
think
watching
it's-
this cross, but Nuclear has already
Yeah.
made it across and into that crater, so Ollie is not going to see it. Argentina is creeping up on him, and that pick will then open up objective completely if they can get Ollie.
quick shout out to all the folks tuning in from the other match earlier today. If you're not aware and you're watching on Venues, Facebook, or YouTube, or here on Twitch at VR Master League, we have other channels. You can head on over to Onward_VRML and give those a follow. Also Onward_VRML 2 and 3, all channels that we broadcast to during the broadcast live matches of regular season action. And on the weekends we come here. Gray, finally, finally the angle pays off, finds Alvarez, but you look at how out of position he is, and he really has to do a huge swing now to get back to objective. Nobody here on the south still. Nuclear could potentially sneak right past Cam here and have a cap in his hands if Cam isn't peeking, but there's a great peek from Cam, a huge peek. The commitment to peek up there, certainly a lot and dangerous, simply because Argentino could find those shots and does. And things stay tight and even, at least, for the likes of friendly fire. No, not. It's a 3v2 because of the drop.
Yeah, 24 is in a good position to defend the front side opening. Mr. Tripp has to defend the backside opening, which he's not doing right now. There is a clear and open line for Tipo to work in. Mr. Tripp does rotate in now. Lots of smokes running inwards, and they know that the push is coming.
Yeah.
Some decent smokes. And ooh, it's going to come down to can Tripp hold him off or not.
Yeah, Gray gets picked up by Bran again. Tripp, the last one alive. He's in the right spot. He's on top of objective. They're just simply not going to be able to cap without killing him. And he has found one kill. He's not going to be ready for
Brannigan is
Tipo.
capping. 18 seconds. Oh, but Tipo gets the kill.
Oh, yeah, he could have pushed in from the corner there. You heard him yell at
Was
Tipo
there,
there.
yeah.
You're gonna hear him, but
man.
yeah, I've almost forgot about that. You know, as you mentioned earlier, there's so many different angles to cap from. I was feeling confident that the position that they had there was gonna work, but I guess it does, right? He gets killed, he avoids the cap coming through, and so technically his position does pay off.
Yeah, Mr. Tripp lucky there, and Friendly Fire still lucky to have a second chance. I mean, that's two caps that Phantoms just failed to communicate on and get. But again, there was only, I think, 20 seconds on the clock, so safe play to take the kill. But that was definitely a cap in their hands if they had just waited another 10 seconds.
Really a good rollout there, though. Phantom, solid offensive push, the right choice to the south side. Played it patient, played it quiet, got the kills when they needed to, and then kind of just kept the pressure coming when they got those kills. As soon as they threw the smokes and started the LMG fire, that's when the push was on, and since that started, it didn't really stop. They kept the presence there around objective, and that's what you really need to do. You don't want to throw smokes or throw out LMG fire and not have it pay off or be successful, and so... Oh, this is interesting. 24 grade back in. I mean, geez, the ever-rotating roster of Friendly Fire. Miss a lot out. Mr. Tripp reconnected. Yeah, they're really just trying to find a winning formula here that'll at least get them all five alive to stay in the lobby. Jeez.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to just keep everybody connected to the game, and you know, once again, I mean, the drops are hurting them as they get down in numbers advantage, and it's tough on defense. You can't just, you know, let an opening occur because of that, and they're lucky they haven't been capped. They are very lucky it hasn't happened so far.
Yeah, Phantoms are getting close several times here so far in map number 1, but no cigar just yet for them. They are just a point away from taking map number 1. For those not aware, it's first to 4 You can get 5, technically. If Phantoms were to go get a cap here, they could win 5-0. And that is something that you would want to do. If you can get more points in a win, if you can get 5 points in a map, that's going to increase how much you go up in the ladder off of that win. It's going to increase how much rank you gain. So, again, an incentive here for Phantoms to potentially go for another cap. And well, I guess they can't. They have to defend. So never mind. I'm thinking incorrectly here because Friendly Fire are going to go on the offense. So not even 5-0 possible, but Phantom's certainly just looking at 1 round away from taking this first map. And then we go to map 2. That's Friendly Fire's map pick. And after seeing what Friendly Fire were struggling with here on Quarantine, I mean, I don't really know what the solution is. I feel like, again, I'd just like to see Friendly Fire maybe get I think the solution is to get some momentum, just to have all 5, stay connected and to get a couple of rounds together with the same team. I think would really aid them a lot because they're not far off. They've had decent setups. It's just when it comes down to the execution point, they've struggled a little bit.
Yeah, agreed. And this is a hard to defend objective, so a cap is not a question if they play this right and get the picks they need to open things up. We'll just have to see what they end up doing. They do get the far northeast spawn. It's a long way out to the objective, but they were quite well coordinated coming out of here last time, and we're close to getting a couple picks. So let's see. This is a bounce back round for them if they can get it.
Another slow spawn coming in. Friendly Fire deep there in that old, what was once a crater spawn. They're going to try and send 2 to the north, and this is always risky simply because of this potential setup. As shots come in, too, it's an indicator that this push is coming in from the north, and Nuclear actually drops off. Distracted almost by those shots, feeling he should have covered from a different angle, drops back, and that is very fortunate for Friendly Fire to get 2 over onto that north side with the covers that was there. They're, I can say lucky, but again, just fortunate that those shots distracted Nuclear from his angle.
Yeah, Nuclear is not looking at the far north wall. He is focused on the dumpster area, but Tipo, I believe, is looking that way. So Tipo might be able to. We'll see. Tipo versus Cam is gonna take place shortly.
Yeah, and he should know that he should be covering this simply because they did see the cross come in. Nuclear missed the shots, and they do have the information that they're here. They just couldn't get the pick, and Stipo tucks in, he pops up over the ledge as he spots the rotation from Cam, and a good start for Phantoms. Kicks him off well. Let's take a look at the overhead and see where the rest of this defense is going. And I mean, look at the offensive setup here from Phantoms. They're not allowing that south to be taken as easily. They have actually a bit of coverage down there.
Yeah, they're definitely, I think, they want to clear that hospital outside. Brannigan might spot Mr. Tripp here. He's looking, he spots Mr. Tripp, takes the shots, can't land him. But Oscar swings and finds a kill there. Great communication.
Yeah, and again, a good setup on the defense. They have the different angles covered. That's a good nade. If it had gone a little bit farther, it would have caught Ollie around the corner. But it really, what separates a top-tier team from a team that's maybe not necessarily in the top 10. Good comms, good picks. They can rely on their setup and trust in their team, and exactly what happens there. Now only 2 left alive for Friendly Fire in a 2v5. They're down 3-0. The momentum just not in their favor, and we'll see. The comebacks are super possible on and Onward. 1v5s are doable, and I'm not going to count Friendly Fire out just yet.
Yeah, great moves from Phantoms to just, support each other, ID that those pushes, and get alternating angles. They've got 2 lasers on any angles attackers are coming from, so that's a sign of a good defense. And here they know Monty's position. A great frag. Wow.
What a toss. What a toss. Gray's still here. Should be undetected for the most part. Now they know he's there. Misses the shots on the trip. Nuclear peeks up on the tight corner. Gets himself an easy headshot, and Phantoms run away with map number 1, 4-0. This is... The momentum isn't insurmountable, but it definitely isn't what you want if you're Friendly Fire. I think the things we got to consider, Etch, is that this is Phantom's map, so, you know, a place that they're super comfortable in. Friendly Fire get the map pick now, so there is potential to reverse this outcome and have it take a map 4-0 themselves. I don't think Friendly Fire are incapable. They're a strong team. Cargo is where we're headed, and I don't... if you want to take a map 4-0, I don't know if Cargo is where you go, but we'll see.
Well, it's the, you know, you start off in a ranged map, and maybe they feel that they'll do better on a closer quarters map, and
right.
You know, they that's why, I mean, it makes an obvious sense to go the opposite there. But then it makes me wonder, why ban USS Quest? If you feel that, you know, I'm conflicted at what, because I wonder if they didn't ban it, would they go there instead of Cargo? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe look at the win percentages will give us an idea. Cargo from Friendly Fire 100%, 3-3. Coming in from Phantoms, 30%. Jeez, 20 played and 6 wins. So this is not Phantom's map. You rarely see a team in the top 10 have that kind of weak point in their sort of roster arsenal. And I guess to the point, Cargo has sort of been in and out, right? It's been here. It's been, I think it was started the season, went away in the mid, and then came back. I could be wrong on how that went. It might have been gone in the start. Either way, I think it was only in 2 map pool rotations, and it's maybe it's just an unpracticed thing from Phantoms, but yeah, that's tough, and that would be my guess as to why Friendly Fire picked it. They want to go for the sure thing, which is what you would certainly think it is, looking off of those stats.
Yeah, that's true. They need to bounce back rounds here. They need some dominant wins, and they're going to start off with that propane objective in the south to attack. And when we talked about Volk advantage in last map, Cargo is a map that doesn't matter if you're Volk or Marsoc. There's only one way to play it. It's be aggressive. So, you know, they could come out and they can get a 4-0 of their own if they can be aggressive and change up the playstyle here.
Yeah, very. Looking at the roster, they're not really doing any subs. Neither is Phantom, sticking with that same. I mean, why would you? You just went 4-0 on quarantine. No reason to bring in a sub, despite if you have somebody that's an expert on Cargo with that kind of momentum and that kind of energy on the team right there. You want to carry that in full force to the next map. And I guess you could, if you lose that first round, that's when you could bring in your expert for Cargo, but. You don't want to try and you don't want to mess with the mojo that Phantoms have right now, because they are really in sync. Comms are good, the coverage is good, they're refragging nicely, and I mean that's what it takes to have each other's back, get those refrags, communicate actively. That's what really gets you into the top 10. And we've seen a lot of new teams committing heavily to that motto, and it's paying off a lot for them. They are really doing well in this ladder, in this season, and really fun to watch. Friendly Fire, certainly one of those teams that is new to this season and has taken in that motto of being active in communication and covering each other's angles. And I don't count them out here, even though they had a tough map 1. This is their map pick, and they're going to try and get some sort of effective rollout here. Trip does get down, but he's not dead, and that smoke's actually going to prevent the confirm from coming in.
The smoke will be covering it, I think.
Am I safe for the pickup?
Yeah, Friendly Fire's smokes didn't quite land the way they wanted them to, but Phantom smoked it anyways for them and got their 3 members across here. And is that a frag coming in? That might be as a frag, and gets 2.
What a great toss from Nuclear. Well timed. Cam Street will be able to be res, but that's going to confirm his initial pickup. Argentino can't get those shots from where he is unless he continues this rotation. No, he doesn't. And Friendly Fire getting away with a little bit there. But get the res, take some shots off, get the cross. 5 minutes left.
Yeah, that was a fantastic grenade. The smoke did dissipate, and you know, if Nuclear was looking at that time, this would be a 3-5 right now. But Friendly Fire now holding back. They haven't even pushed the middle quite yet. They're just trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, Monty putting those shots out does disrupt, or El Argentino does disrupt those shots. That nade nearly disrupts the push through the center. That could have potentially caught Ollie or Monty or both. They are lucky that doesn't kill them.
I need a needle.
Monty asking for some drugs, gets them from Ollie, and then continues out for the push. Tries to get Argentino in the center, but he's not ready for that rotation. Cam tries to go for the refrag. He can't pick that up, and Friendly Fire are down another.
Right, we're down again. You got any ordnance? Right, smoke out the triangle. Fuck.
Smoke and a flash come out. Argentino has pushed up now. Oh man, Argentino is going to just put the final nail in the coffin for this team if they do not clear him out, and he's going to get one at the very least, but this is an aggressive Phantoms. More utility coming out.
Yep. Yeah, the flash is starting to come in there, and they tried, Nuclear there, tried to press and wrap it up, but couldn't quite get it. Argentina's position is effective, but should be checked. I've seen it taken several times, and it actually is pretty nicely smoked there from Ollie. That's a really good toss. He can use that to cross and get up into the diamond relatively uncontested.
Yeah, it just about depends when Ollie's going to make this cross.
Yeah.
Is it going to be when that smoke plume is giving him cover, or when it's not? It looks like about to look here.
I don't know why people do this. It's bothered me since literally the start of me playing Onward. I don't know why anybody throws a smoke and then doesn't move off of the smoke, and then moves once the smoke dissipates, which is what Ollie is going to do. Once the smoke has gone, he's then going to commit to this cross. It just seems so strange to me, but it's something that a lot of people do, and maybe if we can address it here, Etch, we can try to inform others to act off of your smokes. Don't waste them.
Well, I think with the smoke, at least, especially as a last man up, sometimes you just want to throw a decoy, or you want to get a rotation from a defender who's going to get a different angle. But in that case, I mean, didn't get him anything, and Argentino finds him after catching the push. But I think, it bothers me more when people throw a flash and don't act off.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Similar concept, I suppose. But yeah, I would agree with you there. We didn't see that from Phantoms. They certainly flashed up and over and got some kills on the Marsoc, and that gets them that round win. 5 unanswered points here coming in, and Friendly Fire just again having a tough time to start off their rounds. They either lose one to a disconnect or lose one to an early trade, and it's just they're constantly finding themselves down 4v5 right out the gate, and that's just not an easy way to start rounds consistently. With this objective, I think there's potential that Friendly Fire can get on the board here. I think they can tie this up, keep things close to start off map number 2. It is their map pick. They should be feeling somewhat confident on it, but I would imagine it's hard to have confidence now after just not being able to get around on the board. Kills coming in. I guess a kill coming in from Cam Street, but... Yeah. Man,
Kills have been hard to come by for Friendly Fire so far. They've just been shut down round after round. And in the last round of quarantine, Phantoms had 5 up. I think the previous one they had 4 up. It's just been, they've got the numbers advantage. They've got the aggressive peaks, and they've been winning them here in Cargo. Friendly Fire needs the momentum badly here.
Well, maybe they'll go for a roster swap again. Try and bring another sub in here. Or maybe they're still struggling with connection issues. But again, a reason to be having that roster full and practiced. Have those extra players ready and available so that you can bring them in and they'll be able to sort of seamlessly integrate with your team. Not really hinder, but enhance, if anything. You don't want to bring in a sub and have it negatively impact how your team's been organizing and playing together.
Yeah, they've definitely had trouble with their roster today, and it's gonna affect them, just not just on the field, but mentally, to be able to to have to worry about that intent instead of worrying about your strategy, it's a tough thing to deal with.
Reports in Twitch chat that Venues is having a bit of a technical issue. We do apologize for that. Hopefully we can get that sorted in due time, but not really a whole lot that we can do on the stream side. We can try to report those issues up the chain and hopefully get things solved. But we do appreciate everyone that is tuning in. If you are maybe trickling in from Venues to the Twitch channel because you're not able to watch, or if you are there and it is working, then who knows? But either way, we appreciate everyone tuning in from Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Venues. A big shout out to all the folks that are stopping by today and spending a little bit of their July 4th watching some good esports action. Always fun to watch top teams in the VRML duke it out. And Friendly Fire is a team that has been at the top. You know, they've had a tough bit of the last half of the season. And I kind of wonder, maybe it's the map pool that's been impacting them, the shifts in the map pool. But they have, I think it's like a 56% win rate right now overall in their season, and they've just been having a lot of back and forth on wins and losses. They haven't really been able to get into a groove, which is really what you want to try and find at the end of a season. You want to get into that groove, get a couple of wins, push up that rank, but just can't quite put that together here, and I'm not counting them out again. I think they're a capable team. They've deserved to push up to where they are. They just need to get a good start, and they just have not had a good rollout yet. There it is. Finally an early pick. Now they need to work with this. Play it conservatively. Utilize this 5v4 to their advantage, and looks like they're going to get past all this suppressive fire and be able to set up into the positions that they want.
Yeah, I don't think Cam Street knows he's got this kill. There's so much smoke covering that angle. But none of Phantom's really making it across.
Yeah,
More smoke rolls in.
I don't blame anyone for not moving off of those smokes. Those smokes had a lot of bullets going through them, so that makes perfect sense not to act off of that. But yeah, the rotation does come in very late from Tipo. Interestingly enough, after the smokes have dissipated, the coverage also dissipates, and just a fortunate cross for him that will now be able to set him up for potentially getting an early pick. Cam very diligently watching this exact position, though, and that's going to have to be Tipo's first angle that he checks.
Got sounds in the diamond.
Yeah, Phantom's playing it slow now, trying to see if they can identify any defenders here. Tipo, the most forward attacker.
Uno menos.
Finds Ollie on a tight angle there. Cam is now dialed into that. Trip as well, tosses, I think it might be a nade. It's a flash.
Wow, Trip's getting aggressive off of this. Tipo does a great little rotation off of that flash. Relocates and catches Trip trying to get aggressive on the hunt. In the meanwhile, the push through the diamond denied by Cam Street. The double comes through. And Friendly Fire able to hold on to their early lead that they have garnered. 3-2 now as Tipo tries to push thin.
Yeah, Cam shuts down that diamond, gets a double there. Now he's tuned into where Oscar and Tipo are going to be coming out of, as well as 24 Gray. They're looking that way, trying to hold that off.
A lot of angles they have to cover, though.
Cover tunnel,
Cam watching the opposite side to make sure Tipo isn't on a rotation, and he very much is on a rotation. ID there up through the center. Oscar also taking some different angles that may find Cam exposed. No, actually, Cam expects that, tries to turn, can't connect. Trades over on the other side, and Oscar and Tipo are just trying to split this three and get themselves the one-on-one attempts, and it is not easy here for Phantoms. Cam Street doing a good job navigating. There finally is the one-on-one. Overextends, Tipo gets it. And Phantoms, well, they're not done yet either. 2-2 apiece with 2:30 on the clock.
Yeah, 24 looking for Tipo here. Meanwhile, Oscar is trying to support Monty holding off objective. 2v2, this is very tense. This is not a bad setup from Friendly Fire, and a good spread attack from Phantoms as well, so it can go either way. Oh, but Monty's gonna rotate possibly into Oscar's line. Nope, just before he falls back.
Gray watching here for Tipo to peek out, and as I say that, Gray dips off the angle and Tipo crosses undetected. I wonder what the plan is for Oscar, what the timing he's looking for, because it seems like he's pushing out independently from Tipo.
Those shots distract 24 Gray, but not enough. Tipo doesn't spot him.
There's the confirm, denying the comms from coming in. Gray maybe mishearing, suspecting that Oscar is in the diamond, or maybe catching the rotation. Either way, Oscar not quite there yet, but is actually making his rotation to the diamond, so it is the right call.
Yeah. I think Tipo did call in that Monty was on objective. He was about to call in that 24 was in the back and couldn't get it out before that confirm. Monty has rotated off. Oscar needs some more intel here. He needs to... He won't be able to get any information about 24's position, and I don't think he has any utility left. Let's see. Don't think he does.
Thirty seconds left now, too. Time going to be an element. Monty actually overextending a bit. May open up a pick on the rotation from Oscar. But he has to push. He has to full send it now. He has to go for these kills. Otherwise, time is going to run out. Monty's there, and the trade comes through with Gray left alive. Friendly Fire finally get on the board. It's taken them 5 unanswered points. But here they are on their map choice, tying it up 1 apiece.
Yeah, this might be the comeback. That was a close, hard-fought round for Friendly Fire, but finally a point on the board. Now they can work with this. They can work off of this, try to get a couple more, and mount a comeback here.
Yeah, they are on the up and up now. They've managed to get some kills on the board. Cam with 4, Gray with 1, Monty with 1. They've getting maybe finally shaken off those cobwebs. And again, if they can just stay connected and stay in sync, I think that they can remedy what was a tough start to this series. 4-0 on Quarantine, not exactly how you want to roll things out. Always want to try and at least get 1 on the board, on any map, but couldn't quite do it there and have finally at least done it here. Now the trouble is Phantoms could have potentially been lulled into a sense of security there. At 5 unanswered points, you start to feel a little bit too loose, and that kind of what leads to maybe an early death or some of these kills that have come through. And so Phantoms now come in and turn it up a notch. It's going to be a little bit challenging for Friendly Fire. They got to be expecting it almost in some sense. And as things tie up, the game enhances, and I want to see where we go at this next objective, how Friendly Fire attack, sort of if they go for that cap attempt, because you certainly can try and put something together here with the right smokes. A little bit difficult with this placement, but it is possible, and I don't know. We haven't really seen the attempts from Friendly Fire, but we certainly have from Phantoms today.
Yeah, Cam Street really saved a lot of things last round. He prevented that cross with that LMG fire. He got the 2 kills on Diamond. So we'll have to keep an eye on Cam Street to see if he can play another high impact round here.
I thought Nuclear went down there for a second, but he was just prone on the hunt on the lower angle there. Watching Cam, and he is peeking there. Almost tags Argentino on that rotation. Can't quite get him. Trip going to continue to push up through the tunnel. Very well may be engaging in this shortly. That's a good flash grenade tossed out. Oh, no. Botches that one, though. Can't get 2 in a row. Ends up flashing himself. He'll drop off of that 4 now, and counter utility getting tossed in by Phantoms. We've seen counter flashes really kind of effective on defense. They can really prevent what is a timed rollout from a good team.
Right, there's one in the red box area.
Yeah, lots of shots being exchanged. That's a great, almost great flash. Argentina is holding off Trip here. Cam finds Tipa opening up that left side now.
Yeah, big pickup there. Cam to come in and reinforce. Trip there does get the pick off inside objective, and Phantoms are falling apart on defense. Nuclear and Argentino, really the key elements. The Sat Brannigan, well, actually Sat's a key element. He's got a great defensive position here. And as Nuclear goes down, Argentino's last on OBJ, Sat has to find a ton of kills from these barrels.
Yeah, they don't know he's here yet. 24 is keyed in. They are keyed in here. Now they see it, and Cam pushes and gets that kill, leaving just Argentino. Now 24 is on the backside, finds him, giving Friendly Fire another round.
That's the different bit of a Friendly Fire team. That's the coordination that you kind of expect out of a team that's in the top 20. And yeah, again, I just felt like we weren't quite seeing the full force of Friendly Fire on Quarantine, and it just felt like they couldn't get into a rhythm. Now Phantom's got to be maybe a little bit worried, you know, with this energy that Friendly Fire are getting, this momentum. Now they go on the defense. They can play this objective pretty passive. You don't have to get aggressive on defense on this one, and real potential for a 3-1 here. I said Friendly Fire needed to reverse, kind of sweep this map. They can't now, obviously, but if they can get 4-1 here, I mean, that's fantastic. That would be such a comeback for them. Take us to a map 3 decider. It'd be everything we want on the desk, obviously, because that map 3 will be incredibly exciting. And you know, I'm sure Phantom's very wary of that possibility. They do not want this to happen. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that they go for a cap here, that they try and invest in a cap attempt? I feel like maybe not yet. Maybe the next objective will be easier, because it's either going to be other side of the crate or Diamond of Death.
Yeah. Or the new one, which is also capable, I think. So yeah, I don't think they want to go for cap here, but you know, if they do win this round, maybe they do. I mean, it's great momentum for them. And I do want to point out, I mean, that was another round with you know, Friendly Fire on the back of Cam Street. 3 pickups there, key pickups, 2 rounds in a row, putting them here. This time though, they helped them out. You know, they stayed alive and pushed together after Cam got those pickups. So we'll have to keep watching him. He's 7-3 right now. You know, might if he continues this trend, he'll be I don't know, what would it be, 13-3, 13-5 if they do finish this off.
When you have a player in the double digits, it's very rare that you lose. It really is. If someone is out there performing double digits in the kill, it's the often that team loses is very rare. The only time that happens is if the other team is putting up a double-digit game as well, you know, and you're into round 7. That's the only real possibility there. But yeah, to the point, Cam Street is doing fantastic with getting that momentum. Some players excel under pressure. They excel when they can get that energy, when they can get that momentum going, and Cam's certainly riding a good one now, and it's just a matter of how long can he keep it up. Can he? Because the bad thing is, if Cam goes down early in this next round, the rest of Friendly Fire don't necessarily have that momentum going for them.
Yeah, that's the double-edged sword with having a high-impact player. Is you know, is the momentum with them or is it with the team, right? And could be a quick swing if they make one mistake or you know, they get outplayed in a play. But that was a really good round for Friendly Fire, and I don't know, maybe they just need to play more aggressive. Maybe, you know, this defensive round they've got to get more aggressive here and not just sit back. This is a defensible objective, so it's a little contradictory to what normal meta defenses are, but if it's working, you know, go do it.
We're just waiting for a reconnect from Phantoms, and I'm wondering if maybe they're going to be bringing in a sub you know, like I said, you ride the roster into cargo after that 4-0, see how long you can carry the energy, and then you bring in that cargo expert if it's not going well for you. And right now, it's not necessarily not going well, but those last 2 rounds were rough for Phantoms, and maybe they are going to be bringing in a substitute. We're also looking like maybe, hopefully just a reconnect from Friendly Fire, but maybe a tech pause coming up here soon, Etch. Start of this series was great. This map has been fantastic. Map number 3, if you're Phantoms and you lose cargo, where do you think that they will take us? Trying to look at the stats, what they like. Shipyard's not on the table, that's gone. Quarantine's been played. Fans not on the map pool. Downfall and Bazaar, 50% win rates. I mean, it's really kind of a toss-up, in my opinion, where we head for our final map from them. Snow Peak.
I think if Phantoms are picking, right? So I think they would want to go.
Yeah, 60% win rate.
Downfall or Suburbia.
Yeah, look at how often they played it. 29 games played on Downfall, 30 on Suburbia.
Yeah.
My theory on Phantoms, not correct, by the way. They've just brought in the sub. They haven't brought in a sub. They brought back in. They reconnected El Argentino. That's certainly someone that you wouldn't want to be cutting out, considering how well he did on map 1.
Yeah, they've all been doing really well. Oscar with some great, refrags and kills off of comms. Nuclear with some fantastic grenades and flashes. Like they've all been putting in work.
Very true. Very true. We do have everyone back in lobby. We will be diving into the action here. Thank you for patiently waiting for those tech difficulties to be solved. Hopefully we don't have too much more of those, but either way, we're about that halfway mark through the series. Still got map 2 to play out, and then we head to map 3, regardless of the outcome, but I'm hoping it's going to be a series decider.
Fire across the board. Friendly Fire are playing this one tucked in. Taking a traditional defensive setup here.
Yeah, and really not overextending. You can commit to that barrel position that is being heavily suppressed and eyed by this offense, but they haven't sent anyone there. They're truly going to allow this team to push up. I think the weak point, I would say, is this lane that Mr. Tripp and Monty are at. Monty isn't a powerful defensive spot, but if he goes down, it's a free and easy push up here. A lot of the defense is invested in that other side. You can see they've got Gray, they've got Cam. They also have Ollie in the back to rotate in for reses or reinforce certain positions. So they're very much ready for what is this FB4-man setup.
Yeah, one of those smokes, the green one, forces Gray to reposition. Red not landing where they wanted it to. But they've got to clear out. They've got to clear out Gray first, I think. Force a rotation.
Yeah, I feel like those smokes really were distraction smokes too. They didn't move much at all. They were just looking for rotations off of it. Those are actually decent smokes, though, that I think they might act off. You can see Sat does push up. Gamma's vision being kind of denied from that smoke. And this is the push coming in. This is a bit of a weak point in the coverage. Nuclear's inside. He can cap from inside the cargo crate. He's not going to go for it. He commits to sending it out. Sat goes down, as does Gray. A huge swing from Gray to push around and deny Phantoms the cap opportunity, and Gray finds the final kill of the round. A really good attempt from Phantoms, but not quite what they needed to put together there. Friendly Fire played it perfectly, truly. They waited for that push to come in, and when it did, that's when they acted. A huge play from Gray to find the triple and shut down that cap.
Yeah, that entire round came down to that 12-foot red container. That was where the battle was fought. That was it. And they just pressured, and then pushed. Got tripped. got in the container, but then some great well-timed swings from the defenders to kind of pinch them inside that container. Just really good awareness to understand what's going on and where the attack is coming from, and take them out in a line. Great hold. That's classic cargo action right there.
Yeah, I really like the push too, though. I mean, Phantoms nearly had it. They were. I mean, really, they nearly did. You can cap from inside that cargo crate. They had 2 there that could have capped, and if it hadn't been for Gray, that would have been Phantoms up 3-2 right now.
Yeah, and Gray now catching up to Cam with the 7-1 scoreline. So
yeah,
the momentum's not just with Cam; it's with the team. So really, really good round from Friendly Fire here. They want to go 4-1 and go into map 3 here.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, Phantoms maybe getting a little bit too. I wouldn't say, again, lazy. They were very focused there on that push. They had the coordination and everything. They just couldn't get that execution to work for them at the end. But they definitely got to bring it here. I mean, Friendly Fire with this chance to attack. I don't think you go for a cap, but defending the middle, maybe you do. I feel like that maybe it is your best chance at winning this round, aside from trying to go for the trades. But the diamond of death, as it's so called, because how crazy it is to defend this objective.
Yeah, this is one that I don't know. I'd want to be attacking rather than defending, I would say.
Yeah, you know, especially for Friendly Fire, up 3-1. They have a little bit of a cushion to work with here.
That would be nice.
They can afford to play a little bit aggressive and be out of the ordinary. That's a good smoke, and that's a good early kill from Gray. Getting the confirm as well. Great smoke here, allowing the cross with proper suppressive fire. Learning from their mistakes, as they did try to make that cross last time and get shut down, but Tipo swings into the tunnel, finds his kill, 4-4.
Tino here is kind of sneaking up in front of that third container there. They'll have to deal with him sooner or later. Gonna toss some utility here.
It's kind of dangerous to stay here too. A good nade is not hard to throw into this space.
Wow, I thought that flash got all 3 of them, but it looks like Monty was safe from it, able to get that kill. But that could have been dangerous if those flashes had gotten the offense.
The trading, here comes that nade I was talking about, but it's actually towards Cam, and that's a good toss, but Cam safe inside the cargo crate. Does not get scooped up. Heavy rotations from this Phantoms defense as they are down to 3. That too, as Sack gets picked off. Cheapo's going to come in for the res. Actually look for the refrag. He goes down as well. Oscar's up next on the hit list for Monty. Will it be 3? Well, technically, it is 3. Oscar gets the res, comes back in through the center. He goes down through the smoke. Friendly Fire with a stellar answer back to a terrible map 1. Put this thing nearly tied in points, but do push us to a map 3 series decider.
Yeah, great map, great aggression there. They're waking up, so I think we'll see a great close map 3 if it's going to be a mid-large map. It's going to be small. I'd lean towards Friendly Fire's advantage here, but it is Phantom's pick, so I don't know. I think they'll want to go downfall.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, definitely don't want to go close quarters. That cargo did not go well for them, so downfall would seem to be the right choice. It is their 3rd most played map next to Suburbia, and yeah, downfall is where we'll be headed for map number 3, a map that is historically known as long range, but does have several objectives and several spawns that are pretty dang close quarters. I mean, you're almost into the action in the first 30 seconds in a lot of those scenarios, and so it is going to come down to what objectives we get, what spawns we see, and what kind of offensive layouts these teams go for. Really does take a good coordinated squad to have an effective offensive attack on Downfall. And Friendly Fire playing well on defense and offense. They have the momentum now going into this map. It is Phantom's map pick, so comfortability obviously there. Let's take a look at the stats. 8 times played, 3 times lost, so not exactly a stellar win rate. I'm getting a notification here that we do have a 5-minute timeout coming as well, and so I think that means we'll take a brief break here on the caster's desk. Be sure to be coming back for this map number 3. You are not going to want to miss it. The series decider. I think we're going to go to 3-3 round 7 match. I'm going to make that prediction now, but before we cut to our timeout. But I mean, I don't know what we're gonna get for map number 3. Like I said, don't go anywhere. We're gonna go to a brief intermission. We'll be right back with map 3, the series decider.
are aware. Our passion is for the
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for patiently waiting for map number 3 of this series, the series decider at that. And as we roll out onto this OBJ, Monty investing into an indoor defensive position. He'll be able to peek out that window and be a threat. Yeah, friendly fire on defense, Phantoms on offense, and we're off to a bit of a spread out spawn, an objective that doesn't really have any close spawns. I suppose northeast is about as close as you can get. Everyone else going to be playing this one pretty patiently, and if friendly fire are set up appropriately, there shouldn't be any early picks coming through. It should be pretty late angles that friendly fire are committed to, so Phantoms are going to have to push into them.
Yeah, a good defensive setup from Friendly Fire with 2 in the objective building, 1 in Helicopter's 2-story,
Me voy por el
1 in
sur.
the North Brothel, and 1 in the hotel. Lots of overlapping angles. South coverage, north coverage, east coverage. Pretty good overall. And they haven't ID'd the spawn just yet, but Cam Street might be the one to do it soon.
Yeah, he is set up nicely. He does have that ranged. Trying to take that slice over that little bit of coverage. No one's pushing up just yet on the north end, though. And maybe that's information enough, right? If you're not seeing a commitment to the north side, you can probably assume that they're coming in from that southeast spawn point. And after hearing those shots, Cam checks his tablet, gets a little bit of information, makes sure they haven't lost a teammate or someone defending a certain position, and goes back to covering the north. I think he did take a gander southeast, but he's going to have to
Someone up there.
he's going to have to commit off of that north side. And yeah, he is checking southeast from time to time.
Yeah, 24 Gray is watching the southeast or south pretty diligently. No one really going to cross his eyesight. I think 24 is just looking at White House to make sure nobody gets in there. I don't think Argentina is thinking about it, but the rest of Phantoms are pretty spread, taking some pop shots, seeing if any of Friendly Fire will peek. But doesn't look like it.
You have to keep track of these defensive angles and of that overall Phantoms offense. 3:30 left. And they're just trying to make their way up. This is standard downfall strategy. You look for any early picks you can get, and through windows, through doorways, anywhere that you can find them, and then you make your push. A good defense is counter to that point. You stay tucked in, you're tight around objective, and you wait for the offense to push in. Gray actually getting an early pick there as they tried to cross from the southeast. The suppressive fire that came in from Tipo not where they needed it to be, and Gray allowed to act uncontested here in this window.
Yeah, this angle that Cam Street is holding is just such a slice onto that upper red truck staircase. I mean, I don't even know if he can take that shot, but it's info at the nevertheless. But attackers would not see him there at all. It's dark. He's showing a tenth of his head. It's a very tight angle.
Yeah, and they're running out of time. 2:15 left. Looking at the overhead, still very far away. No utility has come in. It's going to be hard to push in through that north side, I guess, to the point they aren't even going on that car north side. They actually opted for the other way, so they are going to be able to dodge for now that position of Cam Street and push up. Monty nearly peeks out, though. Monty's there to shut it down, and this is a great defensive setup again coming in from Friendly Fire. They've got the refrag angles, they've got the tight coordination around OBJ.
One move down from red truck.
Gonna be hard for Phantoms to put this one together.
90 seconds or so on the clock, and definitely about to catch Tipo.
Move down from east bungalow, crouching behind the walls.
Patch, I don't know if you're away from your mic, but you're very quiet now. Not sure what happened there. Maybe it's on my end. We can look into that tech side of things, but just do a double check and get you back at normal levels. There you go. Welcome back.
I think I'm fixed now. Minute left. Tipo is suppressing 24 now. They just can't find any of these picks here, and Friendly Fire are not exposing.
Yeah, they really aren't. They're staying disciplined and tucked in, and it just makes this push so hard to execute off of. They still have 4, so it's not like they've been picked apart. They can put together a nice push. The smokes are coming in. The trade finally, the kill finally there coming in from Monty. I was wondering how long that line would be watched. Rotation from El Argentino could work out. The crash from Nuclear and Oscar, that gets shut down. Argentino is going to push up onto Ollie and should find this kill. From here, he can do some work as he finds Gray. He has to do a lot more work, though, because he's into a 1v3. 15 seconds on the clock. Is he gonna do this? He's gotten 3 now. Monty's here in the smoke. He finds one.
Oh my
Monty's
God.
out of ammo. He turns and he gets all 5. Argentina gets 5 kills on objective in the last 30 seconds. Friendly fire. Throw it away.
Wow. I don't know what we just watched. I just became. He got 1. He got 2. He got 3. It's like, can he? What? How is this happening? And I don't. Man, I want to see that over now.
Wow. Phantoms are not letting this one go. That's a good way to shut down any momentum. And if you're friendly fire, that hurts so bad. That stings. That's a tough pill to swallow because you were literally in a 1v5. The smokes come through. They are okay, not really terribly effective. They shut down the initial cross, but then Ollie doesn't hear anything underneath the gunfire and the smokes, and the push comes in from him. Gray's exposed on the wall. He dies. And just the commitment there to continue to push in from Phantoms, to continue to charge up that lane. The reload, I mean, I can't believe it that they ran out of ammo there and couldn't
In
get
the
the
open.
kill. I mean, every single chip falling the wrong way. For him to also commit to getting the kill on the guy that had bullets versus not, like just the luck of how that whole thing worked out. Oh, what a wild win. And I think after he got that one, he disconnected because he was so excited, but hopefully we can get a
maybe
reconnect.
he pulled out a cable in jumping of excitement.
Yeah, could be. Very well could be. Something like that could happen, but hopefully we'll get that 5th back in and Phantoms can continue to ride that momentum, because right now, if anything, it's allowing Friendly Fire to kind of recollect themselves, and regroup the energy for this next round when they attack.
Yeah, I think losing Ollie in the hotel effectively made it that they had no coverage from center hotel to objective, compounded by the fact that they smoked out heli bungalow where there are 2 defenders.
True.
They kind of just made them have to move to cover objective. Now, I don't think Argentina would have gone for a cap. Maybe he would have in that smoke. But that was enough. 2 smokes and 1 pick was enough to make Friendly Fire panic.
Wow. You have to keep an eye on the stream to watch that one back, but I really counted out Phantoms there. That was not their round. You know, like that was just a good kill box setup around objective. It was tight, but like you said, just those smokes in the way the kills go, it's enough to force the rotate. I mean, just crazy that all of the things that maybe weren't necessarily planned but worked out for that push and ended up all tying together do get Phantoms the 1v5. And I guess that's what it takes for a 1v5. You really just got to have everything come together. and
a 1v5 in like 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think I've seen one this season.
Yeah, really something else. Reconnected there, and it was El Argentino. I can, off the top of my head, remember who had just gotten 5 kills in a row. But yeah, he has been playing pretty dang good today. Really good on Quarantine. Fell off a little bit on Cargo, and I feel like that's what kind of impacted them. And now here that he's back and obviously feeling good after that 5-piece. Has them in the running for a map 3 win and the series. They got to lock this one in if they want to take the series. It's all on the line here, and we've got everyone in lobby and ready to go for round number 2.
Man, that's such a crazy play to have on Downfall.
Sniper, seguro ellos.
That's gonna be one for the highlight reel for sure.
No kidding. That is absolutely going to be one for the highlight reel. I can't wait to see chat's reaction to a 1v5. I don't know if I've seen a 1v5 since Cargo in a league match. It's been a long time since something like that has been put together. Those are rarities to the most extreme, truly. And Argentino's there. Maybe in the history books of the people that have 1v5'd in a league match.
Friendly fired though with the same spawn, setting up with 3 in the south and 2 going all the way north. Meanwhile, on the Phantom side, they've got a little bit of a different defensive setup. 2 invested in the southern side of objective, so they've got good coverage on that side. 2 on the north, and then 1 on objective.
Yeah, and the big difference is El Argentino being here, because this enhances their south coverage substantially. It obviously does risk exposing yourself to sniper shots if you over peek out of these windows. You're easily picked, as it is a commonly checked window. But if you play it tight and play it late, it's a great way to shut down any kind of south aggression along this street.
Wow. Trip makes it across to Center Hotel.
Tipo can't get the shots. He's going to commit to the peek on the corner. Trip gets that trade. Back to Argentino, who almost had Gray just a second ago, and we're into a 4v4.
Yeah, now they've got to deal with Argentino. Gray gets taken out by Nuclear, leaving 1 left in the south.
Just Ollie in his head, trying to find some kills here on the ridge line. He's got that sniper. And he certainly can find some picks. But it's going to mostly be up to that north side, pushing in. And not exactly easy to come down the north without any distraction and only 2 players worth of utility.
Yeah, Ollie's does have a drone still. I think he's about to fire that up right now to see if he can ID any defenders. I think they know that, I think they know Argentino's position. See some lasers scanning over there, but if they can get 1 or 2 more pieces of intel, it could be useful for them.
Yeah. The trouble, obviously, of pushing downfall is how many windows there are, and if you do have a defense that is peeking and is looking for early picks, it's just one more thing you do have to worry about. So, I say it's better to stay tucked in. Look what happened to the tucked in defense. I say it's better to not peek. Look what's happening to the peeking defense. It can work out, but it's just it's a risk that Phantoms took, and ultimately it did pay off. They got 4-3, and so they've got themselves a little bit of an advantage here as the offense does continue to roll out. They don't know where the rest of this offense is, though, and so I guess that's what this friendly fire team has going for them.
Yeah, Ollie the sniper's still just scoping out a lot of these windows, seeing if he can catch anybody, but nobody has been exposing to his angle. He is lasering into Sap Brannigan, sees a sliver of him, but can't land those shots.
There's the drone deployed out, and if you're not familiar, the way you control your drone is you control it off of the tablet. So you see, you're not necessarily a full, 180. You don't get that full FOV. It's a little bit tightened in, like you would be flying a drone with a camera, and you see what that drone's camera sees. And so you navigate that drone searching for anything. Obviously, they don't see lasers or the enemy through the wall. It's much more difficult to find individuals in their positions, but it is a great way to scout out and see if anyone's set up around objective, around the wall, in positions that can be picked off. And I don't know if that information was gathered by the drone. I don't even know where the drone went. It's incredibly hard to follow.
The drone actually went above South Brothel and was shot down by Nuclear. So they now know Sap Brannigan's position, Argentino's position, and Nuclear's position. Can they act off of it and get those picks?
Yeah, Ollie very aware of Argentino's position, and this is the risk that you take when you're in this spot, is that you really got to stay in the sweet spot. If you're peeking one window and expose yourself to another, you can go down. And Argentino is staying in the sweet spot right now, but just barely.
Yeah, 50 seconds, 55 seconds left. Ollie's gonna push this. He is not gonna look for Nuclear, I think, and yep, Nuclear does get the kill onto him. Just two members of Friendly Fire remaining.
Cam Street putting out the suppressive fire. Monty was going to be the linchpin in this push, but for him to be traded does throw a wrench in the plan of Cam Street and co. And now he has to push out with 30 seconds left in a 1v3. He is identified. Technically, he can turn this into a 1v2. He can go up against Sat and Nuclear. Argentino not necessarily having an angle. Nuclear is very exposed. He goes down. Brannigan's up next on the corner. Cam Street checks it. He gets, just misses the shots. The laser going over the shoulder of Sat Brannigan. That could have been a huge snap kill that would have certainly led to a cap, but Phantoms deny that. And geez, Downfall is wild right now.
Yeah, man, that was another round that nearly came down to the last 20 seconds, and it really could have been Friendly Fire's round to win if he just got that pick, came into that corner pre-firing. Very close, very, very close.
Jeez, what a great series to be tuning in here today. If you are maybe unfamiliar with the Onward, this is a top teams in the VRML regular season ladder duking it out, ranked 9 versus ranked 11. Friendly Fire, a new team to this season in the VRML, and they've done a great job of battling up against veterans. Phantom's a team that has been around for several seasons, and they are proving their worth here today. A good solid win 4-0 on Quarantine. The struggle there on Cargo, but now with a 2-0 lead on Downfall on their map pick, it's certainly looking exactly how you want it to when you need to win this third map to win the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Friendly Fire need to hold this defensive ground here. They can still win with winning all of their defenses and winning one Marsoc. That's all they need.
Yep.
But starts with winning their defenses.
Yes, it does. It starts with getting a point on the board here, which is all they needed to get the momentum going on Cargo. So again, in the top 20, can never count a team out. Despite what the scoreline says, 3-0 comebacks are more than plausible. So even if Phantoms win here, I still think that there's potential for a 3-0 comeback. And I talked about how this new spawn, this new objective, they have spawns that are very fast. While this map is historically known for its range and slow pace, some of these new spawns and new objectives are really instant action, and this is one of them. Phantoms getting with this spawn can instantly challenge rotations out from this offense, and oh geez. Wow, nobody goes down. All the shots are missed. Spawn is blown. Friendly Fire are getting away with a gift right now.
Yeah, wow. They just tucked in behind rocks and just mounds of sand and just somehow hold on, but the kicks now come in.
Sat Brannigan, eyes on top of objective. Under the chaos, he has full sprinted here. He's going for the cap. He's inside. Monty doesn't hear it. Phantoms are looking to lock in this map 4-0, and they do. Under the heavy suppressive fire, Sat Brannigan comes out with hands up in celebration, and Friendly Fire cannot even get a point on the board in this series decider.
Oh man, we saw Monty's disappointment there at the end of that, as he was right there.
Yep.
That spawn is so tough. Friendly Fire did their best. They nearly stayed alive, which is the hardest part there. But then how do you get to objective, right? If you tuck behind those rocks, and well played by Phantoms.
No, really perfectly executed off of that objective spawn. Really, that's how you play it. You get the suppressive fire, you force them to be tucked in, and then you push up for the objective cap. That one was done in 30 seconds, and that's map number 3 in the books for Phantoms. 4-0. A tough pill to swallow for Friendly Fire, I'm sure, as they were just mounting their comeback. But I guess that's the volatility of this series, right? It was the Phantoms really just consistently going for cap attempts, and that's what got them 2 4-0s on map 1 and 3. Quick shout out to everyone that has been tuning in here today. We do appreciate all of the folks that have dropped by from Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or venues. If you don't know what the VRML is, it is a regular season league-based organization. At the end of that regular season, we have tournaments, and those tournaments offer prizes that are provided by our sponsors. Now I'm about to list you off those sponsors. B Haptics provides full haptic feedback with a full haptic vest. If you want to immerse yourself and feel the bullets, you can. To enhance the immersion, you can also add the cyber shoes to your feet so you can simulate running in real life. That'll translate to running in game to enhance the immersion. You can then add a ProTube VR stock to the mix to really enhance the realism. It feels like it enhances the feeling of holding the gun when you put your two controllers into the mount. But if you want to really go to the next level, you can get the force feedback ProTube stock that will add haptic feedback to your shoulder so you can feel the shots being shot in your gun. So that there is the full immersion package, if you will. But on top of that, we also have sponsors like VR Cover that add enhanced comfort to any VR device with a nice memory foam or whatever you choose face pad for your VR device of choice. Also, Rebuff Reality offering all kinds of great additional add-ons to your headset from earphones to battery packs that'll enhance the life of your mobile VR device substantially. I highly recommend you check that out. Also, obviously, HyperX providing us with high-quality mics for you guys so you can hear this voice the crispest it can come through. I'm casting on a HyperX Quadcast S with RGB technology. I do recommend it because, hey, it sounds pretty dang good, and it's always important to have RGB in your gaming setup. So go check that out as well. Those are the sponsors that end up offering prizes for our championship, and so a shout out to all of them. Much appreciated for them. And with that, also VRware. Obviously, if you want to get merch, if you want to get VRML branded water bottles, clothes, any of that, you're going to head on over to VRML.com and click our merch button, and that'll take you to that website where you can pick up custom VRML clothes. And that's it. With that, I'll be signing off here at the desk. My name's been Nightfire with 2 E's, my co-caster Etch. Appreciate, again, everyone tuning in. And we will see you all next weekend with more venues broadcasts, and also next week with more regular season ladder cast. To catch those, head on over to Onward_VRML on Twitch. We'll see you then.